George's off-screen death in young Sheldon was a well-executed plot twist, keeping viewers engaged until the very end of the show's run. This also inspired Annie Potts to poke fun at it by releasing a hilarious young Sheldon set image with co-star Lance Barber. The decision to have George die off-screen was to spare the audience from seeing the beloved character pass away, focusing instead on the family's response. Young Sheldon's handling of George's death allowed for a poignant exploration of grief and provided a launching pad for emotional storylines. One young Sheldon star asks how exactly George died by sharing a new set image. Unlike his cheating scandal, young Sheldon couldn't save George from his pre-established death, but it didn't stop them from delaying the tragedy until the very end of the show's run. This ensured that the fan-favorite Lance Barber and his character could be in the Big Bang Theory prequel for as long as possible. Weeks after the Coopers lost their patriarch, a new set image resurrects the conversation in arguably one of the most gut-wrenching incidents in a sitcom. Taking it to her official Instagram account, Annie Potts shares a new image of him and Barber joking on the set of Young Sheldon. Check out the image below. In the image, Potts jokingly attacks Barber, who is sitting in George's spot in the Coopers' living room. The actor writes, "How did George really die?" in the caption, referring to the Cooper patriarch's off-screen death in Young Sheldon. George's death preceded the two-part Young Sheldon finale, which devoted a significant time to his funeral. The day started as usual at the Cooper home, with George passing through the kitchen before he left for work. Later that afternoon, they were supposed to take a family photo in preparation for Sheldon's move to California. Unfortunately, George never returned home, as his colleagues delivered the devastating news to his family that he had a fatal heart attack at school. This wasn't his first heart attack, but this was the first time that it happened off-screen. There are a couple of reasons why the writers opted for George's death to happen off-screen. Firstly, his demise was long established in The Big Bang Theory. Coupled with young Sheldon's nearing end at that point, the viewers already expected George's death. Executing it away from the family allowed the show to pull it off like a plot twist. Secondly, it would be way too heartbreaking to see him actually die. While young Sheldon never shied away from tackling dark storylines, George's death may be pushing it too far, especially considering how beloved the character was. Ultimately, it was for the best that George's death happened off-screen. This way, young Sheldon was also able to focus on the family's response. This became the launching pad for his emotional funeral the following week and would likely continue to be the case, albeit not as prominent, with Georgie and Mandy's first marriage.